I was reading an article recently about people with strong personalities and how the trait is developed. Experts in psychology have long debated the case for nature versus nurture. Some think personality traits are innate, while others think we are molded by our experiences. So ladies, when you hear someone has a strong personality, what does it mean to you? And do you see it as a negative trait?
They say a strong personality is one that has self-motivation, not needing any approval of others, holds oneself accountable, not needing attention all the time, and is also a good active listener.
Those sound like beautiful things to me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how could it be a negative?
I don't think it's a negative, but is it, are you born with that personality, or is that because of your experience? If you go to a playground and you see a bunch of little kids playing, you can tell who's a boss. You can tell who's a little shy and reserved. So I think you're born with it.
I think you're born with it.
I think it's yes and. I think, yes, you are born with some natural traits, and then life also molds those natural traits. My nieces, Jet is the older one and Bo is the younger one, and we literally joke that they are exactly like me and my sister all over again. Jet is more like chill, even-tempered. Bo has a very strong personality. She's very assertive. She's gonna tell you what she thinks from a very young age. Very similar to myself. And those are not things that we molded or made. Literally, we were like, what? Initially, my sister was like, what's happening here? My mom was like, I know exactly what this is. This is Adrian, part 2. I can help you here. But I think the key is, especially people who have strong-willed children, the key is to not break their spirit.
Yes.
And that to learn how to work with that and learn to teach them how to use that strong personality for good versus being disruptive or being obnoxious, and those, which we can tend to lead in that direction. Sure, but it's important to have a parent that can help push it in the right direction.
And I think it's also important that when you see a child, because I have nieces and nephews, that when they are a little shy or they won't take up for themselves. You know, and a lot of times we do have strong-willed parents. It's like, no, don't you let anybody do this. No. So I think sometimes that can be taught to a child, so that they stand up for themselves and then their personalities become strong.
We encourage that for Jet.
Absolutely,
because she's more chill and mild-mannered. We have to be like, stand up, because if not, Bo will push her aside and be like, you ain't talking to my sister. That's just who she is as a little girl. Interesting, right? And what are your kids like? Because they're twins. Are they similar or opposite?
They're like 2 different people. They just got to ride together. That's it. Are you going? Okay, I'll go with you. That's about it. They're so different.
Did one have a stronger personality than the other?
Definitely Jade. Much more. Really strong personality. Knows who he is. And Jax does too, but he's a little more quiet about it, you know? But like Jade will do something and Jax will be like, there are no consequences for him? And I'll be like, yeah. I'll think of something.
That is really funny.
He's all about being fair. He's all about, you know.
But he came out the womb that way.
He just came out the womb like that. Always been that way.
But that's funny because people think that twins are alike.
Yeah, they're fraternal. They're not identical.
Right.
But even when we had identical twins with obviously T and Tamara, they will even say they are so different. They have their own personalities. I always say you can have the same DNA, but God gifts you with your own spirit. Even Tam would have said back then, her 2 children have different personalities.
Different personalities.
And you just have to figure out how to work with them. And I think, you know, while yes, there are things that they are naturally born with, and then you step in as a parent or an aunt, and you help guide them.
Agree.
Yeah, for sure.
I love nature versus nurture.
So many questions, right?
Because it's no excuse. It's no excuse. Things can be taught, things can be learned, and what you're born with, you can cultivate.
Yeah.
Cultivate the things that you're born with to do it for the good, right?
Definitely.
I love that.